What's up, SBD Crew? It's your boy Sports by Dustin, and today I'm going to be giving you my favorite plays on PrizePicks for the Thursday night football game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Before I do get into it, I want to show you guys this, my first day back on the channel, first day on Twitter posting about PrizePicks again. We hit this 3 for 3 on my 3 favorite props for tonight, which was Wednesday, the UCF game, a little bit of college football and NBA preseason. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I tweet out plays as well that I like. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Like I said, follow me at Sports by Dustin down below. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like because it really does help me out. I really would appreciate it. But so for my first play, this is going to come by using the NFL PrizePicks Optimizer on DG Fantasy. I'm going to go ahead and take Michael Pittman under 5.5 receptions. He's gone over this number in 2 out of the 3 games this season, but he's going up against the Denver Broncos, who are only allowing 170 passing yards per game, which in a sense does translate to receptions. The less pass yards you're giving up, more than likely the less receptions you're giving up, the less opportunities to get passing yards, or in this case, receiving yards. But they've allowed only 2 receivers on the season to go over 5.5 receptions. One being, of course, Davante Adams, which is just an absolute beast in himself. Michael Pittman's great. He's not quite Davante Adams level, although he's working his way up to be a really, really great wide receiver one. DK Metcalf somehow snuck away with 7 receptions in their first game, but that was a really ugly game and a really weird game. Nobody liked watching that game in the first place, but somehow he snuck away with 7. I don't think he's going to go over this line of 5.5. I think they're going to depend on the run a little bit, which kind of parlays into my next play. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. So Michael Pittman under 5.5 receptions. Then my next play is going to be tackles and assists. Also going to be on the PrizePicks Optimizer, giving it a 56% chance to hit, just like Michael Pittman. So it's going to be Ronald Darby under 3.5 tackles plus assists. If you look here, they have him at 3.5 on PrizePicks, and on the Optimizer, you see DraftKings has him at minus 150 to go under. A bunch of these other sports books, 155, minus 145. They're all on him to go under. I'm trusting the books on this one. And then when you look at the stats for it, kind of like what I see. So far in his 4 games this season, he has gone under this number in 3 out of the 4, including 3 out of the last 3 games. And if you look who he's faced, Houston, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. Really, I'm just going to say San Francisco and Las Vegas are 2 pretty run-heavy teams for what they are, right? But Ronald Darby's not making too many tackles on run plays. The only time he's making tackles is if he's giving up catches. And like I said earlier, if you looked at what I said about the Broncos D, they're only allowing 170 pass yards, which parlays into not giving up too many receptions, which is why we kind of took Michael Pittman's under on receptions, as well as the books are screaming at us to take the under. And same thing, they're screaming at us to take the under here with Ronald Darby's tackles plus assists. Oh, okay. So I actually had it on just tackles only, but still, either way, he still went under this number in those 3 games as well. Doesn't worry me at all that I didn't really even notice that it wasn't on tackles and assists right there. But still really love this number. And then my next play. Now, this is really more of an intuition play for me, and it does kind of parlay into what I've been saying this entire video. So stick with me here and listen and hear me out. My next one is going to be receiving yards for Alec Pierce. Over. I'm going to go over his receiving yards. Now, I know I've been saying that they don't give up that many passing yards, which is less receptions, and so on and so forth. If you look here, they got Alec Pierce receptions. The books, Pinnacle, one of the best sports books there are. For him to go over 2.5 receptions at minus 168, which looks pretty good for PrizePicks at a 53% chance. But I don't think we need to take the receptions. It might be an okay play, but you're having that push potential, which is good in some sense, bad in the other sense. If you don't really if you don't think he's gonna get 4, then I'm not sure there's use in playing that prop. So if we look here, Alec Pierce in his last 2 games, so in 3 games this season, the first game against Houston, he had 2 targets, 0 catches. If you watch that game, they gave him ample opportunity to go ahead and catch those balls. They were right here. First game as a rookie, he dropped them. Dropped both of them. And they were very, very catchable balls. But then following that up in the next 2 games, 61 and 80 receiving yards. He's got, and that's on 3 catches and 4 catches in the last 2 games, 5 targets and 6 targets. But what we really like, and for this prop of 34.5 receiving yards, is in the last 2 games, his longest reception against Kansas City was 30 yards, and his longest reception against Tennessee was 44 yards. In that game against Tennessee, he had 2 catches of 20 plus yards or more. So I think he's definitely getting at least 2 catches in the ball game, 100%. They're targeting him on the deep ball, especially as of late in these last 2 games. And actually against Houston, at least one of those that I can remember off the top of my head, week 1 was a deep ball, as well, was a deep ball that was over 20 yards. So I'm going to go ahead and take my chances. He catches at least one 20-yard catch, and if not further than that, probably, 20 yards isn't quite a deep ball. So let's say a 30-plus yard catch, and he comes away with another catch at least, let alone he gets 3-4 catches like he has been. They're targeting him deep. They might squeak one away, break away from the defense. And I'm going to go ahead and take these 3 plays. These are my 3 favorite on the slate right now. The books back up the 2, and then I'm just really liking the Alec Pierce one. I think he's going to be a great wide receiver in the league someday. Definitely a decent wide receiver too, so young in his career. But that is it for today's PrizePicks video for the Thursday night slate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.